Hey there guys, how are you? So Marvel dropped a shit bomb on us today that exploded and we all enjoyed it. Finally, Spider-Man has come back to Marvel. Well, kinda, sorta. Sony still owns him, but Marvel's gonna take him in a direction I think all of us wanted to see him go. Now let's talk about it. Okay, so last night, Marvel officially announced that Spider-Man will be showing up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's about time. For a very, very long time, Sony held on very tightly to the rights to Spider-Man. That was their cash cow, and they squeezed it and they milked it dry, and then we finally got Amazing Spider-Man 2, and everything just went poof. And by the way, on a quick side note, I know there's some people out there watching this video right now that love Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's okay. I respect your opinion. That's awesome. All film is subjective. I personally think the movie fucking sucks. It was the definition of a bad movie. It was bloated. It was terribly rushed. There was no character development, and it just felt like 10 ideas slapped together with some duct tape on them, and then, fuck, man, that movie just sucked. And do you want to know what the crazy thing is? We actually have to applaud The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for being so bad that the studio gave up hope on future installments of that current franchise. And they're like, yeah, Marvel, here, borrow them, take them, we don't know what we're doing. It kind of reminds me of Batman and Robin. When you start making a movie franchise that gets so bad, there's nowhere else to go, you have to stop dead in your tracks and reboot it. Because without Batman and Robin, we never would have got Batman Begins. And I think it's safe to assume by this point that even Sony agrees that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks. That's why they're lending him out to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is the smartest thing that they could possibly do, because doing so only increases the value of the character of Spider-Man. Now keep in mind, Sony still controls Spider-Man. They still own the rights to Spider-Man, but they are lending him out to Marvel. And what does all of this mean for the pre-established Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies? Well, it means they kind of sort of don't exist anymore. Andrew Garfield will not be Spider-Man. They're replacing him as the actor, and I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, and I think he's okay, but I never really felt a connection to him as the character. I just felt like he was some 33-year-old guy prancing around in the Spider-Man suit. That's the same way I felt with Tobey Maguire, in all fairness. So when are we going to get our first look at this newly incarnated, rebooted Spider-Man? Well, he's set to appear in Captain America: Civil War. And that just makes sense. I think Marvel was doing everything in their powers to get their hands on Spider-Man before Captain America 3 came out, because the Civil War storyline relies very heavily on the character of Spider-Man, and without him in that story arc, it would just feel like it was lacking something. And here's my only hope. Just throw Spider-Man into the movie, give a quick little backstory, explain what he's doing there. We don't need a new origin story. We don't need 40 minutes of explaining the new version of Spider-Man. Just pretend like he's existed all along, and maybe when it came to the Avengers fighting in New York against, Loki, it's just like, yeah, he was in school that day. Hey, I know what you're thinking. Academics take priority, even when an alien invasion is going down in your hometown, and you have superpowers, and you can help save the day. But yeah, we'll just pretend like Spider-Man was in school that day. There you go, Marvel. That's my idea. Take it, run with it. And the more and more I think about Captain America: Civil War, that movie to me just feels more exciting than Avengers Part 2. It just seems like all these things are coming together with this really complex, in-depth storyline that's just really intriguing, and it's throwing all these characters together. Plus you're gonna have Black Panther, Spider-Man showing up for the first time in the Marvel Universe. It's a little bit groundbreaking. I just got goosebumps on my biceps talking about it. Now, with all of this movie news of Spider-Man joining the Marvel Universe, what does this mean for future installments of solo Spider-Man movies? Well, you're going to get them. Now, keep in mind, Sony still owns the rights, and Sony will be the one releasing these solo Spider-Man movies. But the good news is Marvel producers will be coming on board with Sony to help develop these movies. That way, all of the Spider-Man movies that contain the same Spider-Man will have the same consistency, and that way it doesn't feel like two different versions of Spider-Man, which I think that's the best Marvel could do, because Sony would never completely give up the rights to Spider-Man. But I just hope those future installments of solo Spider-Man movies from Sony don't suck ass. Please be good. I want a good Spider-Man movie. And it's just really awesome to think over the next couple years we're going to see a new incarnation of Spider-Man show up in at least 2 movies. In 2016, Captain America: Civil War, and in 2017 in his own solo movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So anyway guys, here's my question to you, and let me know down below, what do you think about all this crazy news? I think it's pretty awesome. And here's my second question to you. Who would you cast as the new Peter Parker Spider-Man? And if you haven't already, make sure you check out my last movie review for Jupiter Ascending. Yeah, it wasn't a very good movie, so enjoy that 7-minute rant about that thing that they call a movie. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.